My name's Nina and welcome to today's Pilates class, which is ideal for people who are new to Pilates. Let's begin today's class by placing our hands on the lower part of our rib cage and breathe in through our nose and feel our rib cage expand into our hands, and then breathe out through our mouth and feel our rib cage contract. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's now place our arms down beside us and let's warm up our shoulders with some shoulder rolls. So shoulders are down from your ear and back, and then from this position take them up to your ear, round and down. So small circles with your shoulders up to your ear, round and down. So up and round and up and round. And now let's reverse the opposite direction to take your shoulders up and round and up and round. And let's do two more and the last one. Now let's raise our arms in the air and let's do some small arm circles. So take your arms out and move your arms in small circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, and reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Keeping our arms raised, let's now do some spine twists. So sit nice and tall, as if somebody's pulling your spine nice and straight through the crown of your head. So you're nice and tall and your spine is all in alignment. And then let's take our arms over to the right, then pulse and back. So take your arms over to the left, pulse and back. So over to the right and then over to the left. It doesn't matter how far you go, we're just twisting the upper spine to gently warm it up. So let's go over to the right and pulse and back. Over to the left, pulse and back. Over to the right, pulse and back. And last one, over to the left, pulse and back. Take our arms down to the mat and then let's turn around and slowly roll our bodies down onto our mats or a soft surface. From here, we've warmed up the top part of our body. Let's now warm up the lower part of our body. So let's slowly, from the bent knee position, let's push our right foot out. So we lengthen and straighten our right leg, point our toes, and then we bring our foot back to centre. So slowly push your left leg out, point your toes, feel a nice stretch down your leg as you lengthen your leg, and then let's bring the left leg back. Let's push our right leg out, feel the lengthening down our leg, and then return to centre. Slowly push your left leg out, lengthen down your leg and point your toes, and then return your leg to centre. Push your right leg out, point your toes, and then return to centre. Push your left leg out, point your toes, and then return to centre. So push your right leg out, point your toes, return to centre, and last one, push your left leg out, point your toes, and then return to centre. From here, place your knees and thighs together and your feet together. Place your hands down beside your body. Your shoulders are down from your ear and back, so the upper body is nice and relaxed. And then let's take the right knee out to the side, and then slowly return back to centre. Take your left knee out to the side, and then return to centre. So take your right knee out to the side and return to centre. Take your left knee out to the side and then return to centre. Take your right knee out to the side and then use your hip and your thigh to bring your knee back to centre. So take your left knee out to the side, then use your hip and your thigh to bring back to centre. So take your right knee out to the side and then bring back to centre, and then take your left knee out and then back to centre. Squeezing both your thighs and knees together with your arms down beside you. Let's now roll both knees over to the right side, and then using our abdominals, let's slowly bring our knees back to centre. And then let's roll our knees over to the left side. Make sure that you keep your upper body on the mat, so keep your right shoulder on the mat. Only take your knees as far as they can go without lifting your upper body off the mat. And then let's return our knees back to centre. Roll our knees over to the right side. Keep your upper body on the mat, so if you're lifting your shoulder, you're perhaps going too far with your knees. And then use your abdominals to bring your knees back to centre. And then let's take our knees over to the left side. And then use our abdominals to bring our knees back to centre. One more on each side, so take your knees over to the right side. Keep your upper body relaxed and on your mat, and then bring your knees back to centre. And last one, roll your knees over to the left, and then use your abdominals to bring your knees back to centre. From here, let's lift our right leg to tabletop, where your knee is aligned with your hip and your leg is bent at 90 degrees. And then let's do some toe taps with the foot. So take your foot down to the mat and then return to tabletop. So take your foot down and then back. So let's tap and then back. Let's tap and then back. Slow and controlled movements for 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Bring your right knee in towards your chest and give it a quick squeeze before placing your foot on the mat, and then bringing your left leg to tabletop, where your knee is directly above your hip, so your leg and hip are all in alignment and your leg is bent at 90 degrees. Your upper body is relaxed, so shoulders are down and back. There's no tension in your upper body. And then let's tap the left foot and then return. So let's tap and return. So we tap and return, and we tap and return. And let's do 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Bring your left knee in towards your chest, give it a quick squeeze, and then let's place the foot back down on the mat. Let's progress that move by bringing both legs into tabletop. So engage your core by gently pulling in your belly button. Imagine there's an invisible belt going around your tummy that you're gently tightening. You're not tightening that it's uncomfortable, but you're just gently engaging your core around about 50% engagement, so that we're protecting our back and our core is nice and engaged. So from here, let's bring our right leg to tabletop, where the knee is directly above the hip. And then let's use our abdominals, so use our strength in our abdominals to then bring our left leg into tabletop. So this is really good for your abdominals. There's no need to do sit-ups or curl-ups or roll-ups to use your abdominals. You can really work them when both legs are in tabletop. Keep your lower back imprinted into the mat. If you're finding that you're arching through your back, then bring your knees in towards your chest a little bit further, or you can place your hands under your bottom, which will just give you a bit more stability. So when we are ready, let's take our right foot down to the mat. So we tap and then return. So let's tap our left foot and then return. So let's tap our right foot and then return. Tap our left foot and return. Tap our right foot and return. And tap our left foot and return. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And 2. And the last one. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Give them a quick squeeze. You've probably felt that in your abdominals. So let's give our abdominals a quick break before placing our knees down on the mat. And now moving on to a shoulder bridge. So in this position, our knees are bent and they are at hip distance apart. Shuffle your heels in towards your bum so that you can tickle the backs of your heels. Remember to relax your upper body so shoulders are down and back. And then when we are ready, we're going to push through our heels, squeeze our glutes, and as we do so, our pelvis will tilt up so that we imprint our lower back into the mat. And as we keep pushing through our heels and squeezing our glutes, we will then lift our bum and our hips off the floor so that our knees, hips and shoulders are all in a nice straight line. So there's a nice alignment and the weight of our body is in our shoulders and not our neck. And then from here, let's return our back down to the mat. So upper back first, and then our mid back, and then our lower back. And then relax your pelvis so that your pelvis returns to the neutral position. So once again, let's push up into a shoulder bridge. So push through your heels, squeeze your glutes, peel your back slowly off the mat. So lower back, mid back, and then upper back until your body is in a nice alignment. Keep squeezing your glutes. And then let's slowly return our back down to the mat. So upper back first, then mid, then lower back, and then relax your pelvis so that you return to the neutral position. So once again, let's push up into a shoulder bridge. Just check your position. So shuffle your heels in towards your bum if they've moved slightly. And then from here, let's push through our heels, squeeze our glutes. First of all, tilt your pelvis up so you imprint your lower back into the mat. Then keep squeezing through your glutes, pushing through your heels. You'll lift your lower back off the mat first, then your mid back, and then your upper back until your body is in a nice alignment and we're in the shoulder bridge. From here, let's take our arms all the way above our head, and then let's take them down to our hips. So take your arms above your head and then all the way down to your hips. So above your head and then all the way down to your hips. Above your head and then down to your hips. Keep squeezing your glutes and pushing through your heels to keep your hips nice and high. So take your hands above your head and then all the way down to your hips, and let's do 2 more. So above your head and then down to your hips, and then above your head and then down to your hips. From here, with our arms down beside us, let's lift the right heel off the mat and then down. Then let's lift both heels off the mat and then down, and then we lift the left heel and down. So lift the right heel off the mat and down, then lift both heels off the mat and down, and then your left heel off the mat and down. So lift the right heel and down, and then both heels and down. Lift the left heel and down, and then the right heel and down, and then both heels and down. And then we lift the left heel and down. From here, let's take our arms over our head again, and then let's take our hips down towards the mat, but don't touch the mat with your bum before we push back up to a bridge. So take your hips down and then up. So down and then up, down and up, and down and up. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's now return our arms in the air, palms facing each other, slight bend in the elbow. Keep squeezing through your glutes to push your hips up, and then let's pulse the hips. So take your hips down a couple of inches and then squeeze back up. So let's pulse the hips for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's return our arms down beside us on the mat, and then let's take our back down to the mat. So slowly lower your top back first to the mat, then your mid back, then your lower back, and then release your pelvis so that you return to the neutral position. Let's now roll over onto our sides, and let's do a side bend. So from here, let's place our forearm on the mat. Our shoulder and elbows are in alignment, so your elbow is under your shoulder. Push your legs back so that your knees, hips and shoulders are all in alignment. You may need to just push your hips forward a little bit so that you're not in a bent position, that you've got a nice line running all the way through your body. And then when we've got that line through our body, we then raise our arm in the air. We're going to push up through our arm and lift our hip off the ground. So when we are ready, let's lift our body up and then down. So let's lift and then down. And let's lift and then down. And let's lift and then down. And let's do 4 more. And then 3, 2, and 1. Let's now take our hands, our arm down on the mat, place our head on the mat, and let's do some leg lifts. So put your legs together, place your hand in front of you to give you some stability, press your thighs together and your knees together and your feet together so that your body is all engaged. And then when we are ready, we're going to lift both legs off the mat. So use your hand, like I say, to give you some stability. If you wobble, it doesn't matter. It's all about building that strength in our body and also building up our core. So when we are ready, let's lift both legs up and then down. So let's lift and then down. So let's lift and then down. and let's lift and then down. Let's do 4 more, and 3, and 2, and the last one. From here, let's do a side twist. Let's twist out our spine and give it a nice stretch. So place both hands together. So both hands of your palms are together. Your knees are together, your legs are together, they are bent. And then from here, push your right hand away from your left hand, and then take your hand and arm slowly in the air. Follow your hand with your eyes all the way down until your hand reaches the floor, and then look down your arm, and let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 before we lift the hand off the floor. Take the hand all the way over your body until both hands meet up again. So one more time, push your top hand beyond your bottom hand. Lift your arm and hand in the air. Slowly take your hand all the way over your body. Follow your hand with your eyes until your hand reaches the floor. Look down your arm all the way down your hand, and let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. And then let's lift our hand off the floor. Take our hand and arm all the way over our body until both hands are joined up. Let's now roll over onto our other side. Let's stretch out our spine on the other side. So your knees and legs are bent. Your knees, feet, legs are on top of each other. Your palms are together. And then from here, push your top hand beyond your lower hand. Take your hand over your body. Follow your hand with your eyes all the way over until your hand reaches the floor. You'll feel a nice stretch down your spine. Look down your hand and let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. And then let's lift our hand off the floor. Take your hand over your head. Keep following your hand with your eyes until both hands meet up. And let's do one more. So push your hand beyond your lower hand. Take your hand all the way over your body. Follow your hand with your eyes until your hand reaches the floor. Look down your arm. And let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 before we lift the hand off the floor. Keep following your hand with your eyes until both hands join up. And then from here, let's roll over and let's push up and change sides. And we'll do the side lift and the leg lift on the other side. So take your hand and arm on the mat, so your forearm is down on the mat, your shoulders and elbows are in alignment. Push your knees back, push your hips forward so that your knees, hips and shoulders are all in alignment. You may need to push your knees forward. Raise your arm in the air, and then what we're going to do is push up through our forearm and our legs and lift our hip off the mat. So when we're ready, let's push up and then down. So let's push and then down. So we lift and down, lift and down. Let's do 4 more, 3, 2 and 1. Let's now place our arm outstretched on the mat. Place your head on your arm. Straighten out your legs so that your shoulders, hips and ankles are all in alignment. Place your hand in front of you to give you some stability. Press your thighs and your knees and your legs together, and then when we're ready we're going to lift the legs off the mat as we do our leg lift. So let's lift and then down. So let's lift and then down, and lift and down, and lift and down. Let's do 4 more, and 3 and 2 and the last one. We turn our legs down to the mat. Let's roll over onto our tummies and let's work our legs and arms. I like to rest my forehead on a towel, just makes it a bit more comfortable, but you don't have to. So place your forehead down on the mat, and then from here, your arms down beside you, and then let's lift the right arm up and then down, left arm up and then down, right arm up and then down, left arm up and then down. Let's now lift both arms up and down, up and down. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Let's raise our arms in the air, palms facing the ceiling, and then let's twist our palms down and then up. So we go down and up and down and up, down and up, down and up, for 4, 3, 2 and 1. Keeping our arms raised and our palms to the sky, let's now pulse our arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Bring your arms down beside you. Let's now work the legs. So engage your core by gently pulling in your belly button to protect your lower back. Legs are hip distance apart. Gently press your thighs in the mat to give you some stability. Arms can go down beside your head if that's more comfortable. And then when we're ready, let's lift the right leg up and then down. Left leg up and then down. Right leg up and then down, left leg up and then down. Let's do 4 more, and 3 and 2 and 1. Let's now finish today's class by raising both legs in the air. So when we're ready, let's lift and then down. So let's lift and then down. Let's lift and down and lift and down. Let's do 4 more, and 3, 2 and the last one. And then from here, let's slowly push ourselves up and return back to the seated position that we started today's class in. So thank you for joining me for today's 30-minute Pilates session. which is ideal for beginners. I hope you've enjoyed the class and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.